What is going on, folks? We are here today to talk through week 1 Project Zomboid vanilla playthrough day 1. We are going to get started just from the top. And feel free to tune in if you're a new player looking to learn some tips about things you should be prioritizing week 1. If you're a veteran player who just wants to, hang out, watch some fun gameplay, whatever it may be, definitely hang out. We're here to power through 1 week of Zomboid a day at a time. And let's go ahead and get into it. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go solo. And we're going to be looking at our game settings here. So game setting wise, you can go survivor, you can go builder. Don't go apocalypse, especially not if you're a new player. Well, you can go apocalypse, but probably not if you're a new player. If you want to get used to the game, I'd suggest going builder or with a custom sandbox with some builds you find online. For the purposes of this playthrough, I am going to go builder just so that we can talk through some things and really slow the game down and not have to worry too much about difficulty, right? Alright, so next thing you're going to select is your spawn location. Typically, I suggest new players go with Rosewood. It's a more suburban area, less densely populated, still with some points of interest you can take advantage of if you'd like. You can also go Riverside if that's your cup of tea. But most players are going to start Rosewood, and most veterans will suggest Rosewood for new players. Another quick point, this is vanilla Zomboid, so if you're on build 42, your game will look a little bit different, but that's okay. Everything I'm saying here is still going to apply for you. Core gameplay mechanics are obviously the same. Shouldn't have any issues. Okay, next is your player build screen. So this is where you're going to select your traits and your occupation. So your occupation will give you major skills to start. I typically suggest construction worker for new players. And then from there, you can kind of pick whatever traits you want. So one thing to keep in mind as well is that negative traits are going to give you plus and positive traits are going to give you minus points. And you need to be at 0 here. So negative 2 points means you need to add some negatives. Positive 2 points means you need to add some positive. You can add some positives, but you want to essentially zero this out. So one thing I'll suggest for new players is to go thick-skinned. I will take thick-skinned just for the sake of this playthrough. But I think that you should all really kind of dive into this and see what's going to work for you. You're going to have to try stuff out too, because you're not going to know how it's going to affect your gameplay until you really get into it. So I'll take thick-skinned. I'll take Sunday driver, which just means you drive slow. I'll take slow reader as well, which means you read slow. I'll take weak stomach. I'm not too concerned about that right now. And I will also take prone to illness, and that is going to zero me out, meaning I'm ready to go. Of course, you can create plenty of more complicated builds here if you'd like. There are definitely some traits to stay away from. Some traits I definitely suggest. But for now, just for this week 1 playthrough, we're going to go with keeping it pretty simple here. All right. We're going to go ahead and go with the default character, and we're going to spawn in. So first thing to keep in mind is in Rosewood, you're typically going to spawn either in a home or you're going to spawn in the police station. Both are okay. The police station's a little bit more difficult to get out of, but there can be some really good loot in there, and you can find a car really early on if you get lucky there. But typically, I prefer to start in a home. And goal 1 is going to be to find a weapon, right? Wherever you spawn, goal 1 is to find a weapon, to loot the heck out of wherever you are. And what that means is not take everything that you can pick up. It means to very intentionally choose what you're going to pick. So my character actually started with a backpack, which is kind of crazy. Oh, it's because we're on easy mode, right? So we're going to drop that because you're not going to start with that. And we're going to drop the chips and the water bottle because this is not something a player typically starts with. So we are going to loot from scratch, same way anyone else would. So again, biggest priority here, find a weapon, right? The kitchen's your best bet for that. Second to that is a garage, if there is one. And if not, I'm just going to move on. Move on to the next house. You gotta be careful outside. Obviously, that's where the zombies live. For the most part. But we should be okay. Alright. Alright, that doesn't want to open. Alright. Weapon first, weapon first. Oh, another thing to keep in mind is make sure you close windows and doors behind you. You don't know who's following you. You don't know what zombies can see you. Just cover your tracks as best you can. Alright, we got some canned goods. Carving fork, not my favorite weapon, but we'll take it for now. I prefer something with a little more reach. Did I even equip it? Yes, I did. Alright, quick tips if you're not familiar. To see your inventory, you want to press I. To switch things, you can just click and drag. For combat, you're going to want to hold down right click to aim and left click to attack. You can also use spacebar to shove and spacebar to stomp. Alright, first zombie down. He luckily has a watch, so after a weapon, a watch is actually one of the big things you want to focus on. This allows you to see the time, to set alarms, to wake yourself up, and so on. So right now we can see it's 9:50. Super important, obviously, to know what time it is. Know where your character is in the day. Alright, we're going to keep looting. We're looking for a better weapon. Some other things we're keeping an eye out for are skill books, Volume 1. Especially carpentry, mechanics, electronics, things like that. It's going to be really helpful for a longer playthrough. And even for a 1-week playthrough as well. You can also start looting curtains. So, oops, not close. Curtains. Curtains are going to give you a lot of things, right? They can be ripped up to become bandages. They can be used in your first safe house to cover windows. All are super important. You just want to make sure you're not too over-encumbered, which is why we're not grabbing everything we come across, right? We don't want to over-encumber our character at all. Alright, let's close that window. We'll take that curtain. Why not? You're also going to want to start keeping an eye out for a location you want to stay in. So actually, I'm kind of interested in this location. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this curtain back on the window. Start closing the curtains. And the reason I'm interested in this location is because it already has a bunch of curtains on the window. It's located in kind of a quiet area, not a lot of zombies around. And I think it will be a pretty good spot to kind of settle for a night or two. You don't have to be too picky with this spot. Some things you may want to keep in mind are you may want to have a 2-story building because you're less likely to be seen upstairs, but it's not necessary, right? So if a place is well stocked with food, if it's got good curtains, not too many windows to board up, probably a pretty good spot for your first safe house, right? And you can loot and you can bring stuff there, so it doesn't even need to be that full of food or anything to be the one you choose. Just whatever feels right. Alright, so one thing here is when you're looting clothing, if you hover over it, you can see what it gives you. So this gives me plus 10 scratch defense, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that and wear it. You can wear it hood up or hood down. It will tell you if there's a difference in stats based on that. Other thing is this is probably going to make me hot, so I'm actually going to wear with my hood down because I don't want to get too hot. Alright, another thing we want to be looking for early game is a pen or a pencil. It's going to allow you to mark on the map, which I cannot do yet, but as soon as I can, I'm going to mark that as my current safe house, right? You can mark a lot of stuff. You can mark there's a car you have key to but no gas. You can mark if there's a car that has gas in it but you don't have the key to. You can mark if you find a generator or another piece of loot that you really care for, but don't want to pick up at the moment, right? You can mark a ton of stuff. All right. Another thing, so besides a pen, a weapon, you're going to want to be looking for something to hold water. So typically this would be like a water bottle, a mug, something, anything that can hold water. Because, as you can see up here, this little noodle, I'm slightly thirsty. You don't want your character to be thirsty, obviously, and if you have a receptacle of some sort to carry around with you, that you can bring water in, the better off you will be for it. Alright, so up here I see a house with like a little shed next to it or a garage or something. I think that's probably going to be pretty promising for something to loot. As far as weapons go. And then I see this zombie here. I'm going to go ahead and take her on. I suggest as a new player not to shy away from combat. If you are shying away from combat and you don't learn how to fight, you are going to be the worse for it. You'll be only all the better for it if you die 50 times and all of those times are to combat. Because if you never learn how to fight, you're just not going to be able to play the game. So it's better to just kind of get it over with sooner than later, right? Alright, so my character is now hungry. One thing about cans is they are good, but you need a can opener for them, and they're heavy. Oh, look, a can opener. I'm going to go ahead and pick up that can opener. I am probably at some point going to take all these cans back to my house, but for now, we're just going to eat a can of canned mushroom soup. That is good enough. Sure. Fanny pack we will take. And boots we will take. Boots are great for stomping. Boots are great for going over fences. We need to make sure we actually put those on. They give a lot of scratch and bite defense as well. Okay, fanny pack we'll wear. So bags you can put stuff in, so I can throw this can opener in this bag, for example. And it will essentially make it weigh less. We are lucky enough to see a pen here as well. Now we can go ahead and mark our safe house. It was this one, I think. Point at it, you can add a note, you can type. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this little symbol. Hopefully that's actually it. There's one of those over there. Oh, another thing I saw in here, and I forgot to mention it, was there was a key. Where was that key? So, keys and cars. If you are lucky enough to get a key day one, that's a key for a car day one, that's amazing. Cars need keys and gas to work. If the car doesn't have gas, you can get a hose and siphon it from other cars, which I'm sure we'll talk through at some point in this playthrough. Oh, this doesn't seem to even be the key to this car. Which is interesting. If you actually have the key to the car, it's going to show you... Did I not pick it up? Hold on. My bad. It's going to show you, and hopefully I can show you here in a second. I did pick it up. Wait, where did it go? Oh, did I put it in the fanny pack? Yes, I put it in the fanny pack. I meant to put it on the key ring. If you are advanced enough, you'll know which car is which, and it tells you the model of the car and what key, what model the key goes with. Yeah, so you'll see, it also shows you the color, right? So this blue means it's for the blue car. So you'll see this if you have the key to the car, you can hop in, you can press Z to switch seats. All right, I can put the key in the ignition. I can see that we have a little less than a quarter of a tank, which is not great, but it is better than nothing. We will turn the car on. Actually, I'm gonna hop out first. Loot this little thing here. Great, let's see. Plank, rope, we'll take the plank. Planks are good for boarding up windows, which is going to be super important. I'll probably just throw it in the trunk of the car for now. What else we got in the trunk of the car? Plug wrench and a screwdriver. Okay, great. Planks are heavy, so don't carry them around if you don't have to. Oops. So that's not at all what I meant to do. Why do I have the blank in my hands? It's not what I meant at all. Hold on. Okay, great. There we go. Alright, I'm going to actually... Did I take the key out? Yes. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and just mark this car. I'm going to keep looting kind of by foot for now. Again, still looking for a weapon. And then besides a weapon, I'm now looking for a saw and a hammer. Saw and a hammer is going to let me break down wooden objects to be able to board up my windows in my house. I'm gonna skip this house. I'm gonna just go beeline essentially for shed or a garage. Alright, we got a zombie here. We need to fight. Remember, right click. Oh, got me with something there. You want to check your status, just click on this little heart here and you can kind of monitor yourself as you go through combat or whatever else you may be dealing with. Alright, so got that one down. We're hungry and thirsty again, so let's go ahead and see if we can get into this car first of all. No key there. Sometimes you're going to see a key in the glove box. So if you get into a car, you press Z, you move to the front first seat, and then you can loot the glove box. Sometimes you will see a key. In that case, I did not. Hoping there's maybe a key inside here, which is why I went in, even though I said I wasn't going to. Alright, now we've got some zombies on our tail. We're just gonna go ahead and walk ourselves away. Again, no need to run away from zombies, just walk, put some obstacles between yourself and them, whether it's a house, whether it's some trees, a fence. Use that to your advantage when you're fighting for sure. Oh, I just passed up a garage, oopsie, and it's wide open. Alright, let's see what we got in here. Anything good? Ah, okay, we got a saw. Super useful. A pipe wrench in the future will be useful. I may even write that on my map. Actually, no, I'm not going to write it on my map, but I did take the empty gas can in case you didn't notice. That's what I'm going to want to be able to fill up with other cars so I can fill up my car with gas. Need a hose as well, and then from there I can start siphoning gas from other cars I see that are just broken down or whatever else it may be. Alright, skipping the house again. Want to go straight for sheds and garages. If I can. super focused on. So I just found a saw. I need a hammer and I need a better weapon. And then once we have that, we will focus on boarding up our house, spending time there. Nails too, important for boarding. Lucky to have found that. Almost forgot. All right, I need food and water as well. Close that. See if there's any food in here I can snack on. Some cherries. All right, I just picked all that up. I meant to eat it. One thing to keep in mind is food goes bad fairly quickly. Unless it's frozen. So if you're going to loot food, you're going to want to put it in your freezer at home. In your safe house. Alright, so I'm no longer hungry. Still thirsty. And I still don't have a source of water. Which I'm just now realizing. That's okay. We'll find something. Not too worried about it. There's plenty of houses around. Not too worried about dying of thirst at the moment. As you can see, I'm skipping bookshelves. I'm not even looting them. Not even looking. Because I'm hyper focused on my goals right now. Right? You can always come back to these houses later. If you prefer to loot through everything and mark things of interest, like that's totally fine as well. But I'm super focused on making my house safe enough to stay in on night 1. Right? So that's what I'm focused on as a player. You can choose to play however you want. You'll kind of learn your style. And as you kind of get more advanced as a player, that can shift and be a little bit more flexible as well. But for super early on players, this is kind of how I suggest you play. Just playing safe. Looting what you want to loot. Like we got a leather jacket here. We go ahead and drop this hoodie. Leather jacket's better defense. And I'm actually going to go ahead and smash this window. I don't suggest doing this too often. Did I not have a weapon on me? I was hoping I'd use my weapon. You should not ever smash stuff with your hand. I thought I had a weapon on me. I thought I was going to use the fork, but it clearly did not. Okay. But now I'm bleeding and I don't have any bandages. So you want to make sure you bandage stuff up as soon as you start bleeding. And then you need to clear out glass before you jump through a window or you're going to get sliced up. So let's work on that. Right now all I have is my hands to fight with. Uh-oh. I get bitten? No, just scratched. Great. Alright, let's use this fence to our advantage here. Where's the other one? Did he stop? Oh, he just showed up there. Nice. Alright, well, let's use it again. Is he dead? He's dead. Great. Alright. Not great, but that's okay. He has a shirt we can take to... make some bandages. And then once we have that, we can bandage ourselves from this menu here. When I'm in combat or when I have a lot of cuts, I like to keep this menu open because you'll see when this bandage becomes dirty, for example. I'm going to do something bad and I'm just going to run through here. Actually, I can remove the glass. You can see when the bandage becomes dirty, for example, and when you need to change it and things like that. So hopefully there's something good in here after all that pain and suffering I just went through. Suit pants, leather strips, nothing good so far. Maybe in this locker? Okay, nothing good. Got it. That is okay. Got another shed right here. Oops. Alright, also nothing in this one. Lovely. Safety goggles. Nice. Alright, it is 5 p.m. Oh, look. This... Okay, so this is good. This is a survivor house, likely. And that's going to mean there's going to be potentially some good stuff in here. And it's an incredibly good house to use as a safe house because of how boarded up it already is. So this is actually a really, really good find if you can ever find something like this. So this is going to be our new safe house. You do have to be careful because sometimes, yep, sometimes there's bodies in here. Sometimes there's living zombies in here. Got a key here we'll take. But oftentimes there's good loot. And oftentimes it's a really good kind of place to lay your head. The thing to keep in mind though is that the zombie that you're going to find is often the survivor. So I want to be a little bit more equipped. Yes, a crowbar. Perfect. I'll be a little more equipped to really fight him. Alright, so a crowbar is a great weapon. So is a pipe wrench. Reminder to kind of close all your curtains as well. Oh, something busted there. I wonder if that was next door or what that was. Oh. There's our guy. Or there's one of our guys. Oh, there's another guy. Okay, cool. One. Okay. Alright. Great. Alright, looks like we're decent here. Looks like we're pretty in the clear. Like the house is all good. We'll talk more about this in later episodes of the series as well. But you need to keep your house clean of corpses. So corpses are really heavy. You can carry like one at a time-ish, but super important to not let them stay in your house because you will get sick from the stench if they stay in there too long. So you want to pick them up. It looks a little bit different in Build 42. You'll just drag them. But from there we can just drop the corpse. And let's go grab that other one. And then from there we'll be in pretty good shape. Get some water while we're here. Okay, another thing to keep in mind is that there are TV shows that will give you skills. They come on, I believe, at 6 a.m., 12, and 6. They are only half an hour, so I believe I missed this one already. I'm going to go ahead and turn the TV off in that case so the noise doesn't attract any unwanted attention. But keep that in mind. The TVs will work until the power goes out, which is after just a few days. Sorry, after a couple weeks, I believe. And you can get as much skill as you want to get in that time by watching TV. We have a few corpses to clean up here. One more upstairs after this one. And then we're going to close all our curtains. We're going to make sure we're good to go. And we're going to actually grab our car. And we're going to bring it over here. And then we're going to... Like, we're pretty tired, so we're probably going to go to sleep soon. But we want to have some dinner ahead of time as well. Alright, last corpse we got here. And then we'll be all good to go. So this is a super lucky find. If you don't find something like this, you are going to have to... Oops. You are going to have to board up all your windows yourself. I will still show you how to board a window if I'm able. If I find a hammer. Just so that we kind of have that as part of our day one here. So let's go ahead and close that window. That window, I guess, will be our entry point. Something to eat. Something to eat. Cereal. Okay, great. We're full. We're moist. That's okay. Was there a hammer in here? Oh, there was not. There was an axe. Ah, you know what? I had a plank in my car, so let me just go grab the car. And then bring it back, and I will show you how to board up. How to board up a window. Okay, remember to keep your... Oh, I only have a dirty rag. That's unfortunate. Keep your bandages clean. You can wash them in the sink, which I will show you at some point. But you don't want to keep dirty bandages on. All right, where is the car? All right, so it's pretty far, actually. But if I just keep going down this way, I will get to it. And once we're back... Oh, I have sheets. Okay, let's... This to make a clean bandage. You do have to be stopped to rip sheets and clothing, but you can bandage yourself. You can bandage yourself while you're moving. I have a bunch of stuff here I kind of want to drop, so... What do I have in the fanny pack again? So later on in the week, we'll talk through how to get gas for a car, but for now, I think we have enough to just bring it back. This guy's got a big old gun. Alright, I think we're almost there. I think I do want to fight. Are they still following? Yeah, I think I do want to go ahead and fight these two. Quick tip here, though. Guns look enticing in this game, but I do not suggest using a gun. Especially as a new player. They are loud, and they are going to cause zombies to come from far and wide to try to fight you. It's going to cause a huge horde. Sorry, hold on. Let me focus on this really quick. It's going to cause a huge horde to come, and then you're just going to be faced against like 20 zombies, and it's obviously not the best way to play this game. Combat works best one-on-one. A lot more difficult to fight zombies when there are 20 of them. Even when you have a gun, you're just going to keep attracting hordes and more hordes and more hordes. So I'd say stay melee as a new player. Don't start kind of including guns in your repertoire until you're a little bit more of a skilled player. I mean, I still don't even use guns very regularly. Other thing to keep in mind here is these noodles that you see. So it's going to tell you what's going on with your character, how they're feeling, and what that effect is. So I'm tired right now, very tired, which means my awareness was reduced. And I'm just going to keep getting more and more tired. So let's go ahead and take this car and let's get ourselves home. Oops. To start the car, you want to press forward, even if you're not going to drive forward. I need to make sure I mark our new home on our map as well. Nice. So you may be tempted also when you get a car to just like run over hordes of zombies, which is fine in theory, but it will destroy your car pretty quickly and then it will be unable to run. So just be careful with that. You can have, you know, a destructo car and one car that gets you around. If you have multiple cars, like totally fine, all great, fine and dandy. But just be careful with your cars, especially if you only have one. They are quite the commodity in this game. And they should be treated as such. All right, we're home. So let's hop out. Let's hop out. Let's grab that plank. Hello? What's happening here? There we go. Grab that plank. A box of nails as well. The box of nails will need to be open. Oh wait, do we have a hammer though? I don't know if we have a hammer. We do not. And we cannot put up planks with a hammer. Without a hammer. That's okay. We'll talk through it in day 2. I think this is a pretty good day 1. Essentially, like if you have, once you have nails, once you have a hammer, once you have a plank, just right click on your window. You'll be able to barricade. So we're just going to have to sleep tonight without this window barricaded. Should be fine. It's not the end of the world. We're going to go ahead and just drop this plank on the floor so it's here when we're ready for it. Go ahead and... Actually, I'm not going to store anything. I'll keep everything I have. Now, for now, reminder that the box of nails needs to be opened to use it as well. You can't just use it while they're in the box, which makes sense. Go ahead and drink some water before bed. I'm pretty encumbered here. So I'm gonna throw some stuff. So I don't need these shoes. I don't know why I have those still. It's fine for now. We'll figure out the inventory in the morning. Inventory management is a bear in this game, but we'll figure it out in the morning. My player's about to pass out. One thing to keep in mind is if you want to make sure your character wakes up at a certain time, you can set an alarm. I am not going to do that. I'm going to let my character sleep, and we will call it good for day 1. Thanks y'all for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next one.